Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel all about cross stitch. If you are new, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for pressing play and giving my channel a try. I hope you like what you see, and you'll hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you're a returning viewer, you know I am so appreciative of you and so grateful that you come and you watch and you comment and you interact and you tell me about your stitching. I love it all. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to keep hearing maybe what you stitched while you're watching today's video. Okay, well, let's get started. I did not get any finishes, although I am thinking if I buckle down on one of my pieces, I might get a finish for next week. And I decided I was planning at least one more start for September. And I had it in, which one I thought I was going to start, although it was a toss-up. But I decided that I have a lot of stitches that I'm really enjoying and I want to see more progress on. And if I start something else now, then it just pushes everything back. Because each week I say I want to stitch on that and that and that and that and that, and I only have so many days in a week. So I think for the rest of September, I am not going to start anything and just pull out of my pile of projects that I already have going. And so I think that'll work well because I'm enjoying them. So why not stitch them? So let's just get right into those projects. The very first one is the one that's the closest to a finish. So that's why I put that one there. It's the Prairie Schooler. Santa's Revisited 2, and I am doing the 1984 Santa right here. I love him. I love all of them. They are so much fun. I can't wait to keep stitching them. And, I'll do this in the long way. There he is. Santa himself is done. At this point, all I'm doing is I'll do the border, and then around the border, all these little, that kind of give it that little style to the border itself. This is done on an 18 count Jade fabric from Picture This Plus. And I'm loving it. I did change, as I've mentioned many a time in the videos as I'm going, I did darken up the face as opposed to making it pink. And I took the face color and I put that for his cheeks. If you look down below in the description box, I do list what changes I made. And for this one, I also changed and used, I want to say it's 3865, but I know for sure I have it down in the description box. And that would be for his beard and his cuff and his coat and all that kind of stuff. So really now, it's just border. And this is what's nice, is this is just a repeating. The only thing I have to worry about is not going too far. Maybe I'll do some across from here. And then the other little bit should be fine too. So I can sit down and maybe watch some Flosstube videos and get some stitching done. So that's that one. We'll see. We'll see if he's a finish next week. He might be. Now, the rest of them are all bigger. There are no finishes in sight. Well, for most of them. But that's okay. I am enjoying stitching them. And I like having the mix of, the bigger pieces and the smaller pieces. And I do have to pull out my full coverage again. I've been feeling like I want to stitch it. I just have to figure out, I would like to dedicate maybe an area, maybe upstairs. I don't really have much furniture, but it's like a stadium chair up there. But maybe I can put it out and then when I want to stitch on it, go there and do so. So that way it's easier. We'll see. With full coverage, I do it in hand, so it's not in a frame or anything like that. Do you have a dedicated area that's different than your regular stitching, or do you just mix it all in? I'd be curious, because there's so many flosses and all that other stuff. So what do you do with all of that? Anyway, there's no full coverage today. This one, though, feels like full coverage. This is Autumn Towne from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And except for what you see there in the green is the fabric. I didn't use their called for, but I have my own green. Everything else is stitched, including the sky. Now, you're not going to see a ton of change with the houses this week. I actually decided that I wanted to work on the sky. And I got a little done. Not a ton. I'm going to fold this over a little bit more. There we go. But that's where I am. This is an 18 count fallen leaf from To Die For Fabrics. So really all I did, worked on the clouds, just blue and, bird. The problem here, and what slowed me down, otherwise this would have been a lot faster, is this is a page break. So I was switching between back and forth, really making sure I was counting right. Once I have that and start working down, I think it'll be a lot easier at the page break. But I was having trouble. I print off my, I print this off and do it with a paper copy, and it's black and white, and my eyes were kind of, after a while my eyes said, no more. So this one did not get as much time as I was hoping it would, but I really want to dig into here because I keep putting it off. And if I can do that and then get that top part and then work my way down, because it's a 4-page pattern, so it's not bad once you go that way. I just have to get that done and go that way. So I said, that's it, buckle down, do it. For a time or two, you might not see as much progress, but then it'll come easier. Boy, up here, all it is blue in this corner. So, and then just working way down will be better. So Autumn Town, fun stitch, great colors. I am using the DMC alternatives, and I have not changed any of the floss colors right now. There is a tree, a large tree. So this color tree, you'll see, they're obviously using a variegated. And I stitched one of them, it was small. If I continue to do it and I like that color, I'll be fine with it. Or I could mix a couple of DMCs, I suppose, if I wanted to. We'll see. But otherwise, this is all DMC. All right, next one. This one you haven't seen in a couple weeks. I'm finding that I want to pull out stuff that I want to do everything I stitched last week, but then I feel the call for other ones as well. Hence why I'm not going to start anything new right now. This one's Plum Street Samplers, Betsy's Autumn. I just love this one. And, okay, let me show you the whole thing for now, but then you don't need to see the border. But there we go. This is an 18 count honey amber fabric by Fabrics by Stephanie. And really my focus was I wanted to get this area, both the roof and the house, done. That is a lot of stitching. You don't realize it looking at the pictures, like, oh, it's not that much, but it is a lot of stitching. And so this will be, this side of the house is a slightly different color. And then I'll probably start coming, I don't know, I might come up here, start doing some more of the flowy tree or what. I have some border left to do. That's good car stitching sometimes if I'm in the car. So we'll see. Now, they do have, there's lots of pumpkins and I haven't done it yet. So there's pumpkins here, pumpkin there. Plum Street, like Prairie Schooler, a lot of times, some of the choices they use for things like pumpkins, the DMC alternative is basically brown. I think they rely on the variegation, which I guess it would depend on the variegated floss, what the batch you happen to get. But I know that one of the colors for the pumpkins is, the DMC is more orangey, but the other one is definitely more browny. So I've kind of stopped over there, and I didn't do the pile of pumpkins because I have to figure out what I want to do color-wise with that. We'll see. Not sure yet. And maybe I'll mix. Maybe I'll mix the one that's a little bit brown-ish and then the orangey one, and maybe just do them all like that. We'll see. When I get there, I'll tell you. But right now, this is all DMC. The only thing I did change was with the black, it's anchor black. So I did go with the anchor. Everything else is DMC. So there we go. Betsy's Autumn. Now, this one I pulled out yesterday. Between Autumn Town and the one after this one that I'll show you, my eyes were kind of going a little buggy, and they said no more having to really look at a pattern and count and figure things out. So I flipped through what I have, and I have this one that I hadn't done in 3 weeks, and I'm like, I really do need to think about if if I want to get this one done at some point, is Kringles. And this is from Little House Needleworks. Now what I am doing is I am making this a 2-story building. So think of the roof up here. I don't know the 3 that are up top. I don't know which 3 they're gonna be, to be honest with you. And I don't know, like here, obviously, you'd have the 2 chandeliers, but what I put underneath, maybe I pick one of these rooms and I decide, well, I want to stitch some of that and I put it there. I don't know yet. What I'm going to do in my plan at the moment is to stitch the whole frame of the place of Kringles. And then, you know, including, I mean, the door and all that. And then I will go back and I'll choose the rooms when I get to that point. That'll be a while yet. But I feel like one of the hardest parts was up here because you have different colors in the roof, and then you had, and I don't know if that's because I'm using the DMC alternatives. It might be. No, because it's different. No, it's not. It's different symbols. And then you have, you know, having to count with all of the thing up here and even the bricks. And because I'm only doing 1 row, I only have a 1 row of bricks. And then down here, it's not. So it will go, the frame should go faster at this point. So here I am. We have the frame of the top row completely done. Now you can't tell yet, and I'm just gonna go close to this side where I have to rip this out. This was back when I was gonna do a 3-story building, and then I decided, I don't think I wanted to do that room, so I have to rip out what I'm doing there. So here you can see at the bottom, there is an ecru, and there'll be another line of a brown, and that will distinguish. But I got to the point where I had finished all of the ecru. All of these rooms have an ecru border inside, which is a lot of stitching. And I decided at that point I needed something fun, so I decided to do some letters. And I finished up last night with a few letters. So we'll have the word Kringles on there, and then I will go back and obviously do all of that. There's the border with all of that. And then you'll see, you can't even really see it on here. There are 2 symbols on each side of Kringles, but they're done in probably the ecru. And you can't even tell. It really looks like there's nothing there. So I'm either gonna change the color those are in, or I was thinking, I don't know if I could take some of this pattern and have it kind of, I don't know. I don't know if that might look weird though, because then everything's, I don't know. But I need to do something there, I think, because you can't, and maybe on my fabric you'd be able to see them better, but I don't think so, because if I look close, I can barely see the ecru there. And that's what the pattern would be over here. This is an 18 count Artemis from Bestitchme. It's a really great green, I was gonna say green, no, gray. In between, nice gray for a lot of projects. I do like it. So super excited to get down here a little bit and to do something besides bricks, roof, all that kind of stuff. And I have to continue. I really stitched this in well. So it's taking me ages to frog it out because taking little pieces out is taking forever. And I do want to be really careful, obviously, and not rip anything because I would cry after getting all that stitched and then have a hole. So now that I've gotten to the next level, I've been a little bit invigorated with this one. So I am excited to keep going with it now and have the rest of the building come alive. And I think it'll look cute as a 2-story. All right, 2 more. The next one is one that I wanted to carry on because this was started last September. It is Bellows of Ireland from Nora Corbett. I started this right around my anniversary. And it was the reason I started it was because I had Bellows of Ireland in my wedding bouquet. So when I saw the pattern, I said, I love it. So my anniversary is tomorrow, September 25th. 22 years, cannot believe it. But I'm excited to keep going with this. I was excited, and then the stitching was, my eyeballs were saying, this was the other pattern that my eyes were kind of saying enough, because you know it's the Nora Corbett patterns are, you know, they're beige, paper stock. It's not cardstock, it's more paper. And then, you know, the color of the actual pattern, it kind of fades a little bit, and I was trying to tell the different patterns, and I'm stitching right now over here, and there are 6 different colors, and so my eyes finally said enough. and it cried uncle. So I finished this area. I was hoping to get this flower done because then all I have is just greenery down here. And then we start with the back stitch and finish. Oh, and I think a little bit of her foot. I think I had not last week, not done enough, all of her foot. Back stitch and then beads. So we're getting there. You don't need to see the whole fabric. This is 18 count beach glass from my vintage Needlearts, I believe. Although on Etsy, it just might be vintage Needlearts. I'm not sure. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun and I'm enjoying it, but you know, this week my eyes just said enough. And I love the different colors here. Someone had mentioned the dress. These are a mixture of different blues. So you take a strand of 2 different DMCs and you mix it, and so it gives it a pretty shade of the blue. And there's, you know, a different one here in the center, then out to the side and everything else. So fun, it's getting there. I was hoping for more, but you know, once I get this flower done, this won't be bad, and neither will the foot. But this is just giving me a lot of issues right now. So if I could figure out how to blow it up on my copier, I would make a working copy. Not my copy. Yeah, my printer. It makes copies. If I could blow that area up a little bit and make a working copy, that might help a little bit because it's tough. It's tough to see the different colors. They all kind of fade in, and there's beads mixed in, so you have to make sure that you count the bead symbols too. So there you go. Bells of Ireland. Getting there. Not gonna be done for the one, I don't know if I actually started on my anniversary. I don't have a tendency to do that, like pick a specific special day or whatever and start things. I don't know. I just start them when I feel like it. I know it was sometime in September and it was probably around the week of, but I don't know exactly. But it won't be done for the anniversary. My goal maybe would be the stitching done by the end of September. And then I would just have the back stitching and beads. We'll see. It depends if I can really dig into that area, whether or not I get that done. So we'll see. Okay, one more. Now this one is my stitch along, hashtag ladyhalloweensal. We've been using that hashtag on Instagram. You know, I'm not a good Instagrammer. So I do have one picture on here. I don't throw a lot on Instagram. I love looking at it, but I'll get there. And it's like, I'm the one that threw this out there, so I've got to add some more. But there are some great ones and some great choices. And I think there was somebody that used the hashtag and they're done. And it's so cool. It really looks cool. So check out that hashtag if you're interested to see different ways of stitching it for colors of flosses as well as fabrics. So it's Lady Halloween from Jardin Prive. Now you notice this one looks darker just because if you go to the website, this is an orange fabric. So that's why that one kind of fades. Whereas this one, I don't know, I think she just shows it on white. And if you'll notice, in some cases, there's like light and dark grays. So there is the gray options. I know Gail is doing it all in black silk. Gail from Gail Phillips. And then Nicole from Divinely Designs. Oh, I was gonna practice too. I'll link her below. I can't remember if she's doing it in all black. And I know at least one of us here watching is also stitching it, and she has an Instagram, and I will post her, and I'll list her Instagram too. So in the description box below, when I talk about this project that I'm working on, I'll also list the people that I know of that are participating in the stitch along. And if you are, and you know, you don't have to have a Flosstube, but if you have a Instagram, let me know, and I will link your Instagram so people can see your progress. So that's the pattern. And where'd I get? You're like, okay, enough with the pattern, right? Here I am. So I am doing it in purple. Is my choice of fabric. This is 18 counts. Yes, 18 count Smoky Amethyst from To Die For Fabrics. And that's where we are. Now I did make a change. See the lighter of the grays? That is actually 415 instead of 318, because 318 basically just faded into the fabric. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to, what am I going to do? Over here is actually the body of a spider, and there's the web, there's a cobweb and, you know, the strand of webbing that he's hanging down from. Now, it should be stitched in that well, what I'm using is 415, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a white so that it can really pop out, because I want to be able to see it. Because it's funny, if you see that 415 here on its own against the black, it definitely is a little bit brighter, and then you mix it with the 318 over here, and it's a little more subtle. So I will pick and choose in some cases where I may add a white if I think that would look better than the 415. And then I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Any suggestions? See, for her cauldron, there's like bubbles coming up from the cauldron. Oh, I just felt like high school where I said there's like, okay, 80s, I'm an 80s high school kid. Do you remember when we actually, you purposely taught yourself to say the word like between every other word? Took me years to break out of that habit. I didn't even know I was doing it. I hope I don't do it as much anymore. I just happened to notice it then. And I notice it once in a while with my kids. But it was okay, I digress. But it was bad, because that was the thing back then, was that after Valley Girl or whatever movie came out, we all had to say the word like between everything. So I do my best not to do that. But going back to Lady Halloween, the memories. She's got there's bubbles coming out of the cauldron. I don't know what color to do those. It is slated to be that 415, but I don't know if that'll pop enough. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, because then I might do, I said, oh, I could do kind of a potion-y kind of color, but I wanna make sure it matches both the fabric and the kind of aesthetic going on here with the 2 shades of gray and the black and maybe some white. So I want it to be something that, you know, looks good with everything, but you can see it. So I don't know. Depending, maybe I'll do some étoile. That would kind of spark out a little bit too. I don't know. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. Because I'm not averse to adding little bits and pieces, but I don't want to add a color that's really not going to go with this theme, scheme, however you want to look at it. So I got a decent amount done. I really love this element right here, so I was focusing on that one. And then when I think now that I've made the decision about the cobweb and the spider, I can do a little bit of that too. This is a lot of fun, and because there are so many little elements, you feel like you're getting little finishes along the way. And it can be done completely monochromatic. And what she does in the pattern, if you choose to do it, for example, completely black, there are 2 sections where she gives a slight alteration and tells you what to do so that it will look good all black. So she has thought of that as well, if that's an option you want to do. Now, I don't know if this is or is going to be a physical pattern. This is a digital that I got straight from the Jardin Prive website, and I think I link it down in the description box. Maybe it starts off as a digital and then eventually becomes a hard copy. I don't know. But I loved it too much. It's like, I have to have it, and I had to start it. So there we are. Hashtag Lady Halloween SAL. Okay, that's all my stitching. That's all I got this week. I think that's pretty good. I've had, many of you who've been with me for a while know that I suffer from, well, I don't even know if it's supposed to be a short term, but I have costochondritis. I was diagnosed with it in my late 20s, and it is basically an inflammation of all the cartilage attachments and everything through your ribs, and your ribs start up here and work all the way down, whatever. And very often, yeah, I'll have aches or twinges when the weather changes, but I don't have really bad time of it most of the time. But I happen to be in a really, and I'm finally coming out of it, a really bad time with the pain. And obviously chest pain then is always anxiety inducing. I know what it is because I can press and actually replicate. I can make it painful. So, and believe you me, I've been to I was many a time before I got to this point where you ended up in the emergency room because, you're having chest pains and you're anxious and you're whatever. So, but it hurt a lot, and it made me anxious, and I just got tired of being in pain. So the last couple weeks have been a little bit difficult for me. Sometimes stitching helps, sometimes the position of sitting is not what I need, and so I can't stitch. So it's been back and forth. So I feel like I got a decent amount, and I'm really hoping that we're kind of out of that. I don't even know what happened to cause it. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that I've eased out of that, and the occasional, ache here and there, I'm used to. So we'll see, hopefully, fingers crossed, please, for me. All right, anyway, that's enough of that. We all have our problems, don't we? Okay, now, but this week, and I've already told her how much this meant to me. I was really not feeling great on one day, and Mo goes out and gets the mail, and he's like, "You have a package." And I said, "Oh." And I knew this was coming, but it came really fast. And it was just so exciting to get that it made me feel better immediately. I was just opening it, just made my day. So this was a happy mail that I got from Kim, and she sent me this beautiful card. I love that. And I love, look at the subtle background is like a wood grain background. I actually have a stamp like that. And I know in the past, I have used it with darker colors, but I love how it is with really subtle light. But then I think, am I going to keep all these stamps that I have? Because I have to get rid of some of them. And even, look at the envelope has that same design. It's gorgeous. But not only did she send me a card, which, I just love cards. I love it. My life has been centered around cards and card making and just receiving and giving cards for years and years. A bunch of us in one of my crafting groups did like a pen pal type of thing, and we'd make and send cards and all that kind of stuff. So I just, the lost art of just writing somebody a note and sending a card to them is something I really appreciate. But not only that, but she was so lovely and generous that she actually sent me a package, some items in the Happy Mail as well. And I'm so super excited. So outside, and I pulled the other stuff out so you could see, she sent me a project bag, which she made. It is fabulous. And I mean, really, seriously, anchors, you couldn't have picked a better. And I love the navy blue, me and blue. So anything shoreline, and super cute dragonfly zipper pull. And I did not realize here in Delaware, we have a lot of dragonflies. I don't know if it's a thing or not, but oops, that's backwards. Here we go. So super excited that she picked the perfect with the dragonfly as well, because that is, they buzz around all over the place. But so this is gorgeous. And I think I'm going to put my Nantucket color experiment project in here. I think that's going right in there. And then in there, she sent me a couple of flosses. So of course, 823 is one of my most favorite deeper blues, and the white. So it goes, they match perfectly with this. And then an all occasion tag kit. And I think this is from the World of Cross Stitching. I bet you it says it right there. So I don't know if, I think this may be a future giveaway, because I have tags and tags and tags from paper crafting that I think I'd like to share that with one of you. So that I keep an eye out for that. And then this great chart, and this chart is from Bent Creek, and it's Redbird Sampler. Isn't that cool? Now I have thought either stitch it this way, because this would be fun, or I might take out the letters and do this with a tree and maybe a tree on the other side, and then you can do the bird and the stuff on top. And the bird can be almost on the roof, like on the and I wouldn't have to do smoke necessarily, but the bird could sit right up there or something. We'll see. So that, although here he's not even on anything, so it doesn't matter. So this is super excited, and I love the colors and I love the look of it. So this most definitely will be something that I want to try. Whether I do it this way or I change it up a little bit, we'll see. But thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate it. And again, I sent you a thank you. It just meant more to me than you would ever realize, and I needed it exactly the day that I got it, because I just really wasn't, I kind of hit the end of feeling yucky, and I'm one of those people, I just want to, you know, figure out, fix it, get on, move on, and so on and so forth. And when I can't fix something, then I get frustrated. So anyway, thank you so much. Now shopping, the only shopping I actually have is Mo was in Connecticut last week, not this week, the week before. And this mail had been held over, and so of course I said, well, you have to bring it down when you come back because I need to see what I got, because he didn't open up the packages or anything. And 2 of them were fabrics of the month. And I want to share them and use them and all that good stuff. So now, the fabric of the months are old, so unless you're international, and I know international sometimes you get, one's September, one's August. So although Mystic Fabric sends yours, unless you're international, I know sometimes people combine for shipping purposes or things just take longer. So I will still tell you to look away if you're waiting on something. So the first one is from Mystic Fabrics. It's September 2021 fabric of the month, and it's an Aida, 18 count. So look away if you are waiting. And this is called Glow. I gotta tell you, I have no idea what I'm stitching on this. It's a lot of fun. And I betcha, like a monochromatic would look really good on this, I think. So I gotta figure out what I'm doing with it. But again, fun, because with fabric of the month, you know, you wouldn't always necessarily pick something that you get, but it'll come in, you know, it'll go in the stash, and then it'll come just at the right time when I'm looking for that specific color, I'll have it. This next one is gorgeous. This is the August Bestitchme fabric of the month. Mine seemed to come in really at the end of the month. I just got the shipping notice for September, so that won't come in for another week, I'd say. But if you have not received your August Color Club 2021 fabric of the month from Bestitchme, look away. Again, I get Aida, and that's called Garden Party. Isn't that pretty? As usual, the camera picks up the variations in the colors a little bit starker. It is more subtle when you see it in person. So pretty, really, really pretty. Could be used for a lot of patterns, including this time of year, patterns for this time of year. So that's that one. So those are the 2 fabric of the months. Then I did make an order with Artist Designs. You know I'm stitching the, I think it's called Chesapeake Crab. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's it. And she had released it as a set, a limited edition set, where she dyed fabric for it. She dyed silk for it. Silk. And she gave everything to make it into a pillow, basically. And now I think you can get the pattern, whether you can get it hard copy or just digital, I'm not sure. At one point she might have dyed more floss, but I don't know 100% about that. So check out her, I'll link her below, Artist Designs. Amanda May does some really great stuff, and she's got some fabulous patterns if you're interested. So the second one in this series, oh, it's gotta be something else crab, because the Chesapeake Bay Treasures, and this is number 2. This is called Blue Heron. So cool. And now the fabric that I got from her is a little bit darker than what is pictured here, but that's okay, because obviously hand dyed, she's gonna hand dye a whole batch, and then she's gonna cut the different pieces, and I think it'll be cute. But that's mine. That's what it looks like for stitching purposes. And this is the silk. That goes with it. So that will look so pretty on there. And then there's always, like, on the pillow, I don't know if you can see it on the picture, on the pillow she gives, like, there's a little clip and then a little charm. And here's the clip with the charm on here. It's a little fish, how appropriate. And then there is backing fabric that can be used to make the pillow as well. You know me and sewing, so I myself will not be making these into a pillow, but I might want to make them into a pillow. So I might, yeah, you see there's the back fabric. I might have to ask or find somebody to sew them for me. That's a long way off yet, because this is, it's a one strand, even though it's 18 count. She suggests stitching it in one strand. So it's taking me longer to do because the stopping and starting, I figured out, you know that, but, you know, it still takes me a little bit longer because I have to keep reminding myself how I'm doing it. Plus there's a lot of counting in that. It will be here too. And I was worried about usage. What will happen is with the crab, it'll give me an idea if I have what I have for floss, because I ended up with the crab starting smack dab in the middle. So of course for me that makes the counting a little bit difficult, but you only get, you know, so much. I suppose if she dyes some more, I could get some more just in case, but you know, I want to make sure I don't run out. So I normally would start in the top left corner, although too, because it's a specified piece, I would be counting and double counting and probably triple counting. I figure if I start in the center, I'm good. Okay, but that wasn't the only thing I ordered from her. She had recently put out this pattern, and since I might have bought it as a digital, but I knew I was getting this other kit. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna get the hard copy of it. It'll be the first time I have a hard copy of anything of hers. Oh no, that's wrong. Obviously I had the kit from the crab. But I thought this was really pretty. And so I decided I wanted it. It's called Love Boats, the Love Boats sampler. Isn't that pretty? Now it's not, there's not really an alphabet on there. I don't know exactly what specifies samplers, but I thought this was gorgeous. And I have a kind of, I don't know if the fabric's as pink as that, but I have some pinks. So I think that I might pull that out. Now she did have a floss pack. I don't know if it's variegated or silk, I'm not sure. I did not get it. Let me see here. She does give DMC alternatives. So it's color and cotton. So she probably just, you know, so she didn't dye it. But she did have a floss pack you could buy the pattern and the floss pack with if you wanted to. And it's all color and cottons. But I will use DMCs. So super pretty. I love that. I want to start it right away, but I have too many other things. So I'm not sure when I'm going to start it, but go check out her site. And then she sent just this really as a thank you. Look at this charm. It's a key, antique key. You know where that would look good is I have that locks and keys pattern that I stitched from Shakespeare's Peddler. That would look cute hanging off of that. So that's it for shopping. Basically what had been up in Connecticut that made its way down here. I think I may have a thing or two coming. I think there's a couple fabrics of the months that shipped, and this time I think I had them shipped here. Maybe, so we might have them next week, and we'll see. You know, I mean, my shopping, I'll see things and I want to get, and I've seen some fabulous things from whatever the trade show was that came out in August. I haven't gotten anything yet though, because I don't know, I pick and I choose. And that way it also gives me a chance, because my first instinct is, oh, I love that, I have to stitch it, I gotta get it, I gotta buy it. But, you know, I did that when I first came back to cross stitch and realized how many patterns were online. And now I have patterns that I don't think I'm going to stitch, because as I've done this and evolved, I realized that it's not really what I would enjoy stitching. So I have to go through, and I think I'll probably de-stash some at some point as giveaways, just because I don't think I'll stitch them. So I might as well see if somebody else would rather stitch them. So I think that's why, you know, with the shopping, you'll see a lot of fabrics from me, because I know I have a lot of patterns waiting in the pipeline, and fabric is my thing. I love the colored fabrics and changing things up. So you see a lot of that. And then you'll see patterns like this Art Design one that I have to have. So it ebbs and flows, and we'll see. Okay, so that's it for shopping. Giveaways. Let's talk giveaways. I have all the old giveaways done. And then, so we just have this week's giveaway as what will need to be shipped out. And this week I was giving away 2 They're beautiful. Let me show them against this purple fabric. Beautiful, beautiful. The design is gorgeous. That's why I originally picked them up. I said, this design is beautiful. It's the same exact design, both in black and in white, but really, really pretty. And then when I was cutting them, I've cut 3 yards of each one for whoever's gonna get this. They stretch. There's actually some I don't want to do it too much, but there's actually some spandex in there. I've never seen ribbon that's as delicate looking as this, but then it also is stretchy. So I will obviously make this a lot neater when I send it out to whoever wins it. But 3 yards of white and 3 yards of black. So that will be this week's giveaway. So let me, now, the thing was to say the word blue. And I know I had gotten, and I had looked it up once, a few weeks ago, I had gotten a question about the color of my walls. And I know I got another one, and I have to answer you. I have to look it up. I have to go in the drawer and look it up. It's a Sherwin-Williams. I think I know what it is, but I need to write it down where I don't have to dig through the house information. And then I promise I'll let you know what it is. It's a really nice blue, and depending on which way the light goes, it can be, you know, brighter or darker. More grayish versus bluish sometimes, but a little bit brighter than what I have in Connecticut. All right, so the winner of the ribbon will be, who do we have here? Anne Hayward. So Anne, congratulations. If you could please send me your address, either send me a Gmail, email through the Gmail account, or you can send me a DM on Instagram and send me the address and I will send that out to you. I'm gonna put your name in among the ribbons, so I have it, and I do my best to try to ship out. A lot of times things end up getting shipped on Tuesdays if I hear from you before then, but you know, whenever I hear from you, you know, because I know whenever you have a chance to watch, I will send that out to you. Okay, that's that. This week, because we're rapidly finishing September, and I thought maybe somebody would like to do something for October and a little Halloween-y, but make it small. How about a little Mill Hill kit? So Autumn Harvest, I'm not taking it out because obviously it is the entire kit with the beads and the flosses and everything that comes with it. And it's part of the Autumn Harvest collection, and it's called Enchanted Moon. Oh, and it's a magnet, so it says magnet included. So if you wanted to make it as a magnet, or you could do whatever, I suppose. So this is this week's giveaway. And if you would like to be entered into the giveaway, somewhere in your comment, please say the word moon. And I will put your name into the bowl and pick a winner next video. I think I'm just gonna go with the word again. I really enjoy the questions, and I need to just come up with some more. I've learned, we had so much fun with some of them and so on and so forth, but I kind of ran out for a little while without kind of repeating the same sort of question again type of thing. So there's only so many times I can ask you what your favorite design or pattern or color is. So right now we're just gonna say a word, but feel free to comment anyway. But the word is moon for the giveaway. So that's it, that's all the stitching. Life stuff, not a lot. I've already talked about the fact that I wasn't feeling great, so everything was a little bit more quiet and a little bit more close to home, just as I tried to fix all this. So we really didn't get a chance to do much this week, and that's okay. You know, obviously things ebb and flow, and it had to be quiet. So that was this week. I mean, honestly, thank you for all your well wishes with Megan. So far at this point, the orthopedist does not think it's a disc, so he's not going to send her at this time for an MRI. He thinks it's the piriformis muscle, which can be a cause of sciatica, and she has always had ridiculously tight hips. So I'm not 100% surprised by that. So she's got stretches and she's got exercises and that kind of thing, and she is to play as to how she feels. So if the back is really bothering her, then no, she's not supposed to play. But if she's feeling good, she can go out there and play. She has a game tonight. As of right now, she thinks she's playing. You know, there's enough kids in and out that he subs in and out. So it's not like she's playing for the full entire game. So that's always, you know, good because, and she has the wherewithal. He knows, the coach knows, doesn't want her to play hurt. She can at any time take herself out if all of a sudden it really acts up, and he will just put somebody else in. He's cool with that. So she knows her body. She knows what she's doing. So, you know, fingers crossed that this is, you know, it's a tough area of the body to really, really, really kind of get stretched or relaxed or changed. So she'll have to work at it. I'm hoping she is. And hopefully that will be it. So, but thank you for all your well wishes and prayers and thoughts. It really, it meant a lot. So thank you. And yeah, this coming week, again, tomorrow's my anniversary. Yay! I don't know what we're gonna do. With the dog down here, I don't like to leave him for long periods of time. So maybe we'll go out, grab some takeout somewhere. And I think it's supposed to be a nice day, and go sit and eat lunch outside somewhere. I thought that might be nice. And then we're not leaving him here too long because this is still a newish environment for him. So, but yeah, so anyway, that's potentially weekend plans. I think it's supposed to be nice. It's nice today. So I think it'll be nice weather, and get in my walks, get in my stretching, get in my breathing that I need to do to keep everything working the way it's supposed to. And hopefully we have turned a corner, and I'm getting better. So fingers crossed on that too. And hopefully I'll have lots of stitching that I'll be able to do to show you next week. But I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I hope everything is going well wherever you are, and you're getting stitching in, and you know, the change of the seasons and change of times, that can be a little disrupting sometimes. So I hope it's all going well for you. But until next time, happy stitching.